Hello my friends, and welcome back to another flower letter. I hope you guys are really enjoying these as much as I am. We are almost done with these. This is letter number 19. Things are starting to move right along in the letters. Things are starting to get kind of heated up. The war is starting to happen. A lot more things are starting to happen as we read in a couple of the other letters. We know that Charlie is going to be in the first of the line. We know that Audrey has to kind of, cope with that and hopefully write to him and let him know. I'm hoping that's what this letter is. If not this one, maybe the next one. So let's jump into this one and see who it's from. I think this is one of the easiest letters I have opened thus far. The heat has been making the glue super, super bad to open up, but that is a perfectly good letter. We have a beautiful postcard. I love that peach kind of color in the background. Love that. Looks like we have one letter, and then we have an intention read last. And June 4th, 1944. Dear Grace, I'm very sorry this letter will come to you so abruptly, but I just received some disturbing news from my father and there isn't much time. I'm not sure how much information you receive from your own contacts, but things don't look very promising for our Charlie just now. My father has informed me that his battalion will be among the first invaders. He will be on the front lines when the time comes, and you and I both know what that means. Furthermore, Lionheart has been captured. They're holding him in France, just off of the coast near Point du Hoc. I never told you this, but Lionheart is the reason Charlie and I met. I was at Camp Forest because Lionheart asked me to go there and check up on the son of a dear friend of his. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the friend he was referring to is you. I don't know if this information will help you in what I'm about to ask of you, but I thought you'd like to know just the same. The reason I'm writing so frantically is because I need to ask you to reconsider sending Charlie the letter his father left him before it's too late. The situation concerning Charlie's father has caused you both more pain than any person deserves to experience in a lifetime. But I feel Charlie deserves to know. Not only that, but my greatest hope is that if he hears the truth, it might just give him more reason to survive whatever he's about to face. He and I have already had so many dreams that come into my heart the moment I met him. Dreams that involved a future and children, your grandchildren. I know you were firm in your reasons when we spoke at Christmas and Easter, and then again last month when I visited, and I respect those reasons very much. However, since things have changed so dramatically, since the danger is, well, different now, I'm begging you to please reconsider. Please, Grace, please help me give Charlie one more reason to come home to us. He is dearer to me than I ever imagined another soul could be. He has become a part of me, my whole world, and I truly can't imagine my life without him in it. I know you understand my desperation. Right now, I feel as though my heart is being torn into so many pieces, and I'm not sure how to hold them all together. I wouldn't cause you more pain by bringing this up if it wasn't so important, so urgent. If you're willing to, at long last, open your husband's trunk and give Charlie the letter written from him all those years ago, then I can guarantee it's safe delivery. General Abraham Stokes will carry it personally to England and give it to my father. Then the general will deliver it directly into Charlie's hands. There will be no interruptions, no chance of it getting lost in the mail. It will be hand delivered, but we have to hurry. General Stokes is scheduled to leave for England almost immediately. If you entrust the letter to me, I will take the first train to Boston tonight and catch the train back to D.C. in the morning. A will be boarding the next TAC flight, which leaves tomorrow. Please send your answer directly to the emergency address I give you. A secure wire, care of Red Rose, would be best. Love to you, Uncle Frank and Aunt Jane. Your loving daughter-in-law, Audrey Rose. And then at the bottom, it just says to learn more about the ATC, visit theflowerletter.com to learn more about it. That was a super short letter, guys. Let's see. This says attention read last, so let's open it. Okay, so we have a telegram This says Washington, D.C., June 4th p.m. Let's see. Columbus Road, Washington to Red Rose, Washington. God bless the day my Charles married you, dear girl. Come at once and I will give you the letter. Mrs. Charles Burke. I kind of like how they faded the letter a little bit to make it kind of look, a little bit kind of older, kind of vintage. I really like that. That was super quick. But she definitely is scared that something is going to happen to Charlie. I really hope that it doesn't. I'm hoping that this letter, this story ends with a really, really good ending. Since this letter was so short, guys, I did just get the next letter, and we might go ahead and open that one too. So here we go. We have number 20. I did just get this in the mail today. It kind of varies. I've been getting them kind of close together, kind of further apart. It just kind of varies with my mail, guys. But since that letter was really short, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open this one, and we're going to read this one as well. Okay, so it looks like we have another attention read. Actually, this one says read first. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's open this one before we look at everything else. Okay. So this is what it looks like. And at the top it says Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force. Soldiers, sailors, airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies, boys in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed people of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, battle hardened. He will fight savagely, but in this year, 1944, much has happened since the Nazi troops of 1940 to 41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeat in open battle, man to man. Our air offenses have seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon the great and noble undertaking. I cannot read the writing at the bottom here, but I am going to show you this. And right here it just says sources of Dwight D. Eisenhower, a D-Day statement to the soldiers, sailors, airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force. So basically that was his speech that I guess he had given them. That's actually pretty cool, actually. So we're going to set that aside. And this says read last. So this looks like we've got a newspaper clipping, guys. Let's see. Okay, so front paper here, it says Wednesday morning, June 7th of 1944, it says invasion. Hitler's Europe invaded. Greatest military operation in history begins in France. So I'm hoping you guys can see this picture really well. So here's one of the pictures. And then down here, we have a guy. He's parachuting down. I'm going to try to read some of it for you guys. I don't know if you guys want me to read all of it. It says Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force, June 7th, Wednesday, Atlantic Pacific. Yesterday, shortly after midnight, American, British, Canadian troops invaded the coast of Normandy and embarked on the largest invasion ever attempted in history under the direction of Supreme Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower of the United States. The mission, codenamed Operation Overlord, was an undeniable success due to the countless examples of exceptional bravery and ultimate sacrifice manifested in various members of every branch of the military. The mission established a complete, undeniable Allied control along the Western Front, except nothing but complete surrender from the German masters of the continent. All allies involved came from various backgrounds, religions, races, and countries. Each group of soldiers was involved in a separate and vital mission, yet all were united in a common goal: the restoration of liberty to all freedom-loving people conquered and oppressed by Hitler's Third Nazi Army. Today is a day of celebration, yes, but also one in which we implore all to pray for the continued safety and success of our Allied troops. The victory of the day depended heavily on a series of small, intricate missions beginning in the early morning hours and carried out into the evening. It says June 6th, to be forever after known as D-Day, commenced as follows. The air attack. At a roughly 12:07 a.m., 6 Horsa gliders were released from their escort bomber planes above the Normandy coast. They were engineless, gunless, soundless, which allowed for furtive landing. The passengers' mission was to secure 2 vital bridges just outside the French village of Menouville. The capture of these bridges would both thwart the German capacity to retaliate and enable the movement of the Allied forces from off the beaches. At roughly the same time, more than 1,000 planes dropped approximately 24,000 Americans and British paratroopers behind enemy lines along the coast. The paratroopers' mission was to secure the flanks on either side of the 5 beaches designated for the ambitious landing of the troops. The U.S. paratroopers were in charge of the flank to the west, while the British were responsible for securing the flanks in the east. All missions were successful, but not without great costs due to precarious weather conditions and inexperienced pilot. Some gliders and many of the paratroopers were dropped miles from the target location. They were scattered far and wide beyond the enemy lines, and many met with hostile enemy fire. Some, due to our cautious pilots, never made it to the shore. Instead, they were dropped out at sea where they drowned due to the weight of their gear, or they were tangled up in the parachutes. Others were dropped too late and died on impact when their chutes failed to open in time. God bless them for their sacrifice. Our prayers and thoughts are with their loved ones left behind. So here's the back clipping, and I hope you guys can see that. I'm not going to read all of it. I am going to let you guys see the pictures, though. I'm going to read this part that's circled down here, though. It says, the Army Rangers. Of the 58,000 American troops who fought today, 225 Army Rangers under the leadership of Colonel James Roeder were given the mission to lead an assault on an isolated German gun emplacement location at an outcrop of cliffs called Point du Hoc. The cliffs were located between Omaha and Utah beaches. Roeder and his men faced impossible odds as the rest of the troops who set out yesterday. It is still unclear whether or not the Rangers successfully completed their missions. Nothing has been heard from them since they radioed General Clarence Hubner for aid yesterday in the late afternoon. As with all our troops, our hearts and prayers are with their families and loved ones. And we got the flag over here. Some of these other ones are just like storming the beach. It just says, after crossing the English Canal, the Allied forces began storming the shores of Normandy at 6 a.m. The cost was previously divided into 5 different beaches in preparation for the invasion. They were codenamed Utah, Omaha, Gold, Sword, and Juno. Each was assigned to either the Americans, British, or Canadian combined forces. And then at the bottom down here, Then at the bottom down here it says the final count. While it remains too early to tell, yesterday's casualties have been estimated between 3,000 and 5,000 for the Allies and double that for the Germans. The lives lost shall not be forgotten. May we therefore take courage and heart in the knowledge that the final death count has been proven to be far below what Supreme Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower and his expeditionary force anticipated when they initially set out to invade. All leading forces consider yesterday's historic events to be an immeasurable success. God bless America and the Allied forces. May we all ever pray for the success and safety of them all. I actually think that's kind of cool that they gave us like the newspaper clipping, and then we get like the telegrams and stuff like that. It's actually like really cool. We get the speech from Eisenhower. Okay, so here's the telegram, guys. It says Washington, D.C., June 8th. Mrs. Audrey Rose Burke, Washington, D.C. Dear Mrs. Burke, the Secretary of War desires me to express his deepest regret that your husband, Corporal John Henderson Burke of the U.S. Army Rangers 2nd Battalion, has been reported missing in action since June 6th. If further details of other information are received, you will be promptly notified. Captain Winslow Fairbanks. Oh man, guys, that's pretty bad. So now he's missing in action. So I hope maybe, nothing bad has happened to him. I really do. I really want this story to have a happy ending, guys. I really do. I don't want this story to end bad. Guys, let me know what you think about it so far. I really, really like it. I love, just the surprise, not just getting a letter, you get the newspaper clipping that you could just sit down and read. I really like that. Like I said, I always like the extras that they give us, just kind of keep it entertaining and keep it, kind of keep it going. I really, really like that, and I love the story so far. I really, really hope that nothing bad has happened to Charlie, guys. I really don't. If you guys like this series and you want to hear more, please subscribe. If you guys are just tuning into it, please go back and watch some of my earlier videos of the flower letter. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Do let me know what you think. And I will see you guys back here in my next flower letter, hopefully really soon. Bye!